So the capital cost of developing the operation and the operating cost itself are relatively small in real terms. So a little junior like ourselves can move forward positively and aggressively in that.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Brad Ahead Lithium Executive Chairman Ian Stocker. Ian, very good to speak with you again. You're out with an update on your San Domingo pegmatite project and really planning for the next phase of drilling.
Yes, it's another significant milestone for us. What we've been gearing ourselves towards this year is getting to a position where next year we can define a 43101 compliant resource in our San Domingo project. And this latest announcement is just another step towards that. It highlights in many ways what we've been doing over the year. And just to segue into San Domingo itself, Stephen, we've been busy not only on getting the permits in place for the drilling, but also in defining the opportunity for a much bigger resource than we had first predicted in our own minds. Obviously, the truth will be in the drill bit, but we've now identified extra targets within the San Domingo area, something called Ruby Solo that I actually visited. I'm just back from site in actual fact. I was there at the beginning of this week, and the Ruby Solo target looks very good, as does our better and more clear definition of what the Midnight Owl target looks like. Midnight Owl is where we had the best intersection ever from our perspective way back sort of 18 months ago. So we've been building that momentum within the San Domingo, where we're now feeling pretty hot to trot in terms of getting that resource out and creating circumstances where we can bring this San Domingo project into production, we hope, by the end of 2025, beginning of 2026. It is a pegmatite project, which is the simpler of all the lithium projects out there in the marketplace today. A good resource, open pittable, which we think we've got at our particular target area, allows us to look at the gravity separation, which takes place as part of the metallurgical processing. And we've already defined that we can produce a concentrate from our material. Limited sampling though it was, and I must stress it was limited sampling. We'll do a lot more as this next 12 months moves forward. But we've done enough to highlight that we can produce a concentrate of a quality grade that can be sold in the marketplace. And our expectation is we can do that by utilizing rented equipment, i.e. aggregate plants that exist in great quantity over in that part of the United States, and obviously open pit fleets that are hired from mining contractors. So the capital cost of developing the operation and the operating cost itself are relatively small in real terms. So a little junior like ourselves can move forward positively and aggressively in that. So, we're looking forward to 2025 from a San Domingo point of view, as well as the other projects.
Just staying with San Domingo, the notice of intent drilling permit that was approved for the Dragon target. You mentioned Ruby Solo and Midnight Owl, and then you're also waiting for some results coming from the Jumbo target, and you expect those in the first quarter of next year.
Yes, we do. And that target, the Dragon target, and thanks for reminding me of it, Stephen, is another excellent target that we identified towards the end of this year. And we've been crawling all over it, as you can imagine, as good geologists do. And we're very comfortable that that will be the start of our drilling campaign. And we're optimistic that will be part of the resources that we're building towards it. And then, as you mentioned, we have Lower Jumbo as well, which looks pretty encouraging. So we're feeling confident about our own identity in that environment and getting close to a position where we, as I say, this production scenario is for a junior in the market space we're in. And I know we're going to come back to this, Stephen. It's tough to raise money. We've been very fortunate and we've not needed to for over 2 years now, which is a fantastic achievement for little Brad Ahead. We've not needed to raise a dime in a market that is sad, is the best way to describe it, and probably the politest as well. But going forward, we are looking at production, and that saves us having to raise money in the marketplace going forward as well.
Do you see any improvements in the markets, Ian?
Well, look, I think it is time to reflect a little bit, Stephen, in the market. We all want to clutch at straws. It's the nature of a businessman when he's in a market that's tough, and it has been tough. Make no mistake, the lithium market space has been as rough as you can imagine. Lithium prices are down to all-time lows. You've seen projects being cancelled. You've seen production being taken offline. And you've seen a lot of my peer group actually disappearing. A lot of the junior space has just wrapped up for not only for the summer and all the winter, but just going. And some of my other peer groups who are in development projects in, say, Africa, for example, have had to raise money at ridiculously low prices, meaning huge dilution for their shareholders, and as a consequence, lower NPV by comparison share price values. We at Brada have done the opposite. I think we caught the wave early. We recognized that the market was going to be tough, and we strategically reduced our overhead to a level where we're very comfortable now with what's going forward. We're undertaking next year's drilling program with 3 people on our team only in Nevada and in Arizona, led by a guy called Joey Wilkins, I beg your pardon. And all credit to those 3 because they've done a job which was previously done by 6, 7 of them earlier, and they've done a better job more effectively and more efficiently. So we prepared ourselves in getting to a stage where that overhead did not incapacitate us, cause a major drain in resources, and it allowed us to do that work we've talked about earlier there in San Domingo, and of course the work we did earlier this year in the lithium and clays at the Basin Project. So we're now in a position, really, by comparison to our peer group, not only in the AIM market, but also in the TSX and other markets worldwide. Whereas a little junior lithium company, we're ready to blow. We've got the opportunity coming forward of getting the production, being near term, etc. The opportunity of building up resources into a greater number. We've got other projects on the sidelines, such as the Basin, such as the oil brines, and such as the other brine projects that we've got within Brad Head. But we're really good to go. And therefore, when I look at it and I make the comment to everyone who'll be watching your show and the investors are looking at us, that we are in a good position by comparison. And, it's a real good time to be investing in Brad Head. And then going back to the subject of your question, the lithium market itself, there's been many false dawns, but I genuinely believe, and I really mean this from my own position, the noise coming out the States won't change. It's just noise. They have to, come hell or high water, encourage electric vehicles in that part of the world. They just have to. There is no alternative. It's the speed at which they do it. And that might be the manner in which the electric vehicles in the States move forward. But elsewhere, it's something like 60% of the vehicles in China are now electric. That's a heck of a number. And it's growing every part of the market you can see in Asia, in Europe, in South America. I've got a place over in Portugal, and I see the BYD franchise everywhere I go in Portugal. So I do think that the demand is going to come slowly but surely. And I think little projects like we've got that are cost effective can make an impact in the market. And don't forget, we remain an American-based company. And someone over in America, just like what Volkswagen has done recently, where they bought into Patriot Minerals or Patriot Battery Minerals, somebody will want to say, we've got a chunk of Brad Head, and we're making batteries from the USA supply of lithium. So I think we're in good shape, and the market, I think, will slowly but surely come around, and we're ready to take advantage of that, Stephen.
Well, Ian, I hope you'll keep us posted on any progress as San Domingo. I think we're going to be catching up in the new year to discuss your other plans for 2025. Thanks for taking the time today.
No, thank you for the opportunity, and best wishes for the festive season to you, your family, and everyone who's listening.
And to you. That's Brad Head Executive Chairman Ian Stocker.